Now, do we have Derek? Can you hear me now? Do I have to say everything all over again? Probably do. Probably do. Awesome. And I thought I had everything taken care of beforehand. Now, do we have Derek? Can you hear me now? Do I have to say everything all over again? We do. So, alright, so let's just start all over again with all this kind of stuff. So, once again, alright, thanks Derek for joining. Hey Jay, I'm glad you guys have joined. But yes, so tonight's live stream is going to be about the Appalachian Journey and what I experienced there. It was a really like super cool event, and I'm going to go back and repeat myself again, but it's worth it. I want to thank the organizers and the volunteers of the Appalachian Journey. Emily and Gordon put on a really great event, and I want to thank all the volunteers that helped sweep it, cook some of the food that we had afterwards and stuff like that. The vendors that show up, I mean, it's kind of cool too to have I-9 and Hot Bikes and a handful of other vendors. Dewey Beer was there as well, or at least they had some beer there. I don't know if they were there. I think they're out of Maryland, but it was great to experience such an awesome event, and I know it's all because of the volunteers and the people that help put that on. So with that said, the Appalachian Journey itself is a two-person race, or if you want to ride it like an event, you can ride it like an event. So you kind of experience all the struggles together, you rely on each other, and hopefully you finish together and have an awesome adventure or journey that you can share with each other and all your friends together. So it's a neat concept. You don't see it too often, but it is, you know, awesome that it is local to us here in Virginia, or here close to us here in North Carolina, but you know, up in the Virginia area, which is, I mean, literally for us to get up to ride the Floyd gravel it's an hour and 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes, hour and a half, maybe 45 at best. But really cool area to ride. So you ever get a chance to check out the Appalachian Journey or even Floyd, you know, it's the ride itself is worth it. Appalachian Journey, Gordon and Emily also put on the Mountaineer, the Humble Journey, Appalachian Journey. They're all phenomenal. They're well supported. We did the 70-mile route, and that route had 4 aid stations. It was so well supported that I don't even think that we really needed to carry any food with us. All we needed to do is just make sure we had water bottles. But you know, we did carry food just in case. You never know. If anything, carry some like gels or goos or some, you know, caffeinated gummies or something of that nature. So, well, I hope everybody is doing awesome on this Thursday night, and yeah, welcome to another episode of Beers Over Gear Talk, where we normally talk about gear and things like that, but tonight we're going to be talking about the Appalachian Journey, leading into the premiere of the video that will be going live in about 22 minutes. So like this event, it's definitely, you know, if you like to cycle outdoors, if you know, doing a race or event style riding is something that you want to do, if you've never been up and around the Floyd area, if you like to explore new area, new terrain, and you know, just basically see the countryside, and you've got, you know, a best bud or friend that you would like to ride with a good bit, this event is for you. The Appalachian Journey checks all those boxes, by the way, like every single one of them. And I know, Derek, you're new into cycling and stuff like that, so you've probably never really done an event I know you're working your way up to that. But Jay, have you done any type of gravel events or anything like that? Like what kind of events do you look for? Do you do racing? I know we got a lot of mutual friends on Facebook, here in the Greensboro area and stuff like that. But do you like gravel? Do you head up to that area much to ride around the Floyd, Virginia, Willis, Indian Valley area? I think that it's got like some of the best gravel I think that you can do. And I've done some of the areas and stuff like that. So you did the 147 miler. That's, oh man, 147 miles with how many feet of elevation was that? Like 18,000 feet of elevation. That's insane. Yeah, Derek, one day, just work to it. Make it a goal. I think you'll enjoy it. You'll have a lot of fun with it and everything. So, the Lantern Rouge. Well, you finished it, right? So Jay, I completely respect the effort, being able to finish it and doing all that crazy stuff. 17,000 feet of elevation. That is phenomenal. That's awesome. The longest I've ever done on gravel was about 94, 95-ish miles with 11,000 feet. Both longest gravel ride and the most elevation I've ever done in an actual real ride. Done some trainer rides that rival both, but I don't know if we want to talk about Zwift when we're talking about the Appalachian Journey. Two totally different things, right? So, nice. Yeah, my wife Zwifts with a lady on her team, who is the sister of Gene Caffey, I believe his last name was, who has MS and also did. Oh wait, Jay, were you riding with Gene? I mean that. So my wife rides on a Zwift racing team, Aeonians, with Gene. So that's actually, I'm sure that's who you're talking about. It says he lives with the disease. So it's freaking awesome that both of y'all did that. I'm completely blown away. That's awesome. But yeah, so gravel riding and stuff like that. I haven't done too many events. I know Gordon from these events, plus I met the first time I met Gordon was riding, pre-riding some of this for the Appalachian Journey 2 years ago, so 3 Appalachian Journeys ago. Ran into Gordon and Scotty Weiss as they were just pre-riding and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to finally meet Gordon, and then afterwards did the Mountaineer and then Appalachian Journey. Did a little private event that he did as well, which was a Lost and Floyd, where we did like a scavenger kind of hunt and things like that, which was a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff going on there. Other than it was like the 1st of March, into February, 1st of March, and it was super stupid cold. But yeah, it's beautiful up there. It's awesome. Gordon's a really he's a beast on a bike, and really cool dude. So I'm glad that he puts these events and does this stuff. I was just chit-chatting on Facebook with another person that posted up heading to an event back in April 2019, which was Raspatita, which is one of the other gravel rides that I've done in the past, and it's in East Burke, Vermont, and an absolute blast. It was a pretty big party. They definitely celebrate women cyclists and things like that. So it's definitely if I'm not mistaken, a lady and her husband. A lady actually organizes the whole thing and stuff like that. So it brings some really cool awareness to the femmes, and having some female cyclists and things like that. So I think it's good for the industry and the culture, and just cycling as a whole. Love to see some of the women racing, and like my wife is on an all women's team with Jean's sister, obviously, and it's just really cool to see, you know, women, you know, finally getting the recognition that they need in the sport. But Rasputitsa, April 2019. It was only a 40-mile race with like I believe 5,500 or just around 5,000 feet of elevation. It snowed on us, it rained on us, it was super cold. But the terrain there in Vermont reminded me a lot, or reminds me a lot, of the Floyd area. So really super cool. A lot of like decent rollers, nothing huge, nothing I'd call super major or anything like that. Just some really nice and cool scenes, epic views, and things like that. Loose gravel was another one that I did. I-9 put that on in Brevard, Pisgah National Forest back in 2019 as well, 60 miles. We only did 4,400 feet. Brevard's kind of flat though, in between all the mountains. I mentioned the Mountaineer. That one was like 85-ish miles. I highly recommend that event. I don't care if you race it or not. I think the event itself is super cool from a standpoint of the venue that they're at, camping, lodging, have like a huge cabin that's kind of like a hostel. They have food that's prepared there on site. They sell beer there on site, and the live concert that Gordon lines up afterwards is pretty phenomenal. So it's a really good time. Huge bonfire, like one of the biggest bonfires, and you'll see not necessarily the bonfire, but you'll see some concert footage, a little bit of concert footage briefly, and either this video, no, not this video, but my previous video. And that video had I think it was just kind of leading up to, or just like the concert with a little bit of a bonfire in front of you and everything. It's super cool, a lot of fun. Tour de Dirt is another one that happens up there in Floyd. It is also kind of around the same time frame as the Mountaineer, which is late October, early November. It's kind of like a season ender. It's kind of just to kick off a, you know, hey, we've made it this far this year and we've done an awesome job riding. Let's celebrate and let's party a little bit. So done the Appalachian Journey. This is 2 times now, so really cool stuff. But it's about time to discuss, like I said, this is beers over gear talk, and I got a really sweet, cool beer that I want to sample. I've never had this beer, but I've had plenty of beer from this brewery. This brewery is Fonta Flora. They are located in Morganton, which is just south of Linville Gorge, not too far from the Wilson Creek area. And I did a ride, and I've got a video of doing Highway 105 or Old Highway 105, and I started at their, I think it's called their Whippoorwill farm, and rode up Old 105, which is probably second roughest terrain that I've ever gravel biked on. And it was pretty crazy. Crazy ride. It's the first time I've ever ran into a timber rattler in the wild. So, and when I say ran into, I almost ran over the thing. And I got a video of that as well. But proper glass, just to, you know, make sure that I, you know, drink the right beer out of the right glass and everything. So yeah. So hopefully, if you don't have a beer, you know, grab something there, Derek. I know you don't like to drink beer, but cheers. I appreciate everybody that's joined so far and is watching the video. By the way, Fonta beer, Fonta Flora. This is supposed to be a kind of like a Palermo. I forgot what it was supposed to be. All right, let me look this up. I know I got notes here. It's a Paloma beer or style beer after the cocktail, which is what, a tequila-based cocktail with lime and pineapple. But it's kind of a Fonta Flora style beer, so it's going to be probably a little on the. Their wheat beers are typically a little on the Hefeweizen side, but not quite a Hefeweizen. Just have a little bit of that, I don't know, just a little bit of funk to it or something of that nature. But once again, cheers. All right, so back to the event. You know, and I'll just kind of like not even look at my notes and talk about this. So some of the awesome things about this event, and I'm sure sparkling water. Nice, Derek. Nice, Derek. Cheers, Derek. Jay, you can probably contest to this. This event is just hands down phenomenal. As an event and a race, I think they do a really awesome job with orchestrating everything from packet pickup to the day you actually leave the campground. The campground, I think, is large enough and has some decent facilities. The pre-game festivities, so we should say, is like the hand up rock paper scissors, the packet pickup at the farmers market. You can go across the street at the country store and grab some food, or get a pizza from Dogtown Roadhouse. Everything is kind of pretty well orchestrated to the point that you can get what you need plus some more, get to the ride the next morning, follow the route. It's well marked. I think the aid stations were, for us, not so much for the folks that did the county transverse, because I don't think you guys had much of any aid stations unless you repeated some of the route coming back in where there were aid stations. You were kind of self-supported for the most part, but aid stations, I think, are spaced far enough apart that it's nothing crazy. You can easily make it 15 to 20 miles in between the stops, and the selection of food, even being plant-based, I was able to find some bananas, some Skittles, some things that would be suffice. But that, along with this, Gordon is very, very deliberate, I think, in his and I should say Gordon and Emily are very deliberate in their attempt to be inclusive, be all about community, pushing a really kind, loving vibe to everyone, as well as just celebrating all things cycling. So I think they do a really good job with that. It shows in these events. This event was no stranger to any of that. I think they pulled it off and nailed it and orchestrated it beautifully. So I've found, talking about the vibe and things like that afterwards, I remember talking to a handful of folks, most of the folks that were there, Britt and Chris, who I think they were the ones that actually may have nailed the transverse with the quickest time, but I know they're black bib riders, or at least salsa riders. Britt works or does affiliated or sponsored by black bibs or something like that nature. But being able to sit there and chit chat about the event and what they had gone through and endured during that transverse was really cool. Even though all I did was the 70-mile route, it was kind of fun. I envy the endurance folks out there and things like that. So it was really fun to listen to what they went through and how they did it and how they got to the end, and was able to snag some pictures of them standing on the makeshift podium, the vibe is just super chill and just very inclusive. You don't see anybody, at least I didn't see anybody being snobby or anything like that. So I definitely think that that vibe is really cool. The vendors that were there this year, I think this was the first time that Gordon was able to score I-9. I'm super impressed with that. I have 3 sets of I-9 wheels on road bike, gravel bike, and my bike packing / geared mountain bike, and absolutely loved the wheels. It was kind of fun to talk to the folks there. I think his name was Chandler, if I'm not mistaken, and they were filming a little mini documentary that they're gonna be doing for their website and for their company and things like that. So it's kind of cool to hopefully I got caught on tape with my extremely bright, super bright pink I-9 wheels. But being an ambassador for both Hand Up and Chamois Butter, it's always awesome to have them there. I know I couldn't have done the 70 miles if I didn't have a little Chamois Butter to take care of the backside and such. Hand Up, obviously, I love their clothes, love their brand, love their gloves. Some of the best gloves I think out there, at least for me. And I was glad to be able to rep their new line of jeans, the olive color and a flannel, the whole ride. So didn't have a nice spandex kit or anything like that on, but definitely looked like one of the hipsters out there riding a gravel bike for sure. Hot Bike was one, and I'm assuming they're called Hot Bike, H-A-U-T-E. Their website is hot.bike. You can find them in Richmond, Virginia. They had some really sweet steel frames at a really decent price, handmade, handcrafted, and yeah, I was talking to the dude for a good little while to get a feel of like what they do and how they do it, and it's a bike frame that if I could talk Courtney into it, I might like to have a Hot Bike frame for less than $1,000. I think, I want to say on their website, a custom built a custom built steel framed bike for $800. I'm sure that doesn't include a fork or anything like that, but still, that's a good price for a custom built bike. They look pretty sweet. Kind of regret not hopping on it when they asked if I wanted to do a demo test ride or something like that, but next time. Dewey Beer, I think they had like some Mexican style cerveza that we were drinking. It was really good. One of my favorite vendors that was there, and I'm sure that you'll catch it in the video, was the 5 Mile Mountain Distillery, and they were at aid station 2/4. The second and fourth aid station were actually the same aid station. You just went through it one time, and then when you came back around, you came back through on the same route basically, and crisscross with the same aid station. So distillery, they had all sorts of different whiskeys. They had a rye. They had plain moonshine style. They had some flavored stuff and things like that. But you can get you a nice little sample. Nothing too huge, nothing major, and it was kind of cool to see them. We saw them at the last Appalachian Journey, and for all the carnivores out there, they love to serve up some bacon and potatoes, and they grill them right there in front of you while you sample their whiskey and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool. Kind of neat to have. 5 Mile Mountain is an actual, I don't know if it's an actual mountain. I know it's the name of a road, but I think it's up in that area, kind of northeast of Floyd, but the distillery itself is in Floyd proper. So if you're ever up in the area, swing by and get you a sample of some of their delicious goodnesses and stuff like that. So all right. Other vendors that I'm trying to remember, don't have anything right off the top of my head, but we can easily go over to the website for the Appalachian Journey. Next year, I don't know if they've got it up here yet. No, so next year's is already planned out. Get ready for that to be released. So there's Floyd Campground is where they start out of, and it's a really neat spot. I did clean bathrooms, and they got warm showers and all that kind of good stuff. Maxxis tires, the black bibs. I mentioned Industry 9, Starlight Apparel, and the black bibs are kind of the same. Squirt. I wax my chain. I don't really mess around with that stuff much. I do have to go here and mention a good little bit about Red Rooster. So Red Rooster, I got their Ethiopian blend that morning. We ride with the roaster there quite a bit. Tony's a rockin' dude. Super strong and one of the nicest people you will probably ever find up in Floyd, unless all the people are just as nice as he is. But yeah, so Red Rooster, Ethiopian blend. They had a couple other, or another blend of coffee there, but the event has coffee. So like you literally, you know, don't even have to pack, you know, coffee and things like that if you're camping or staying in one of the cabins. And I should go back to the Floyd, nice. Yeah, so I was gonna say I didn't look at the route for the transverse, but yeah, so that like that 5-mile mountain road, I saw that it's probably up in that area that you guys went. But it's awesome to know that you climbed it. Awesome, awesome. But yeah, so going back to the Floyd family campground, they actually have a handful of different options for you. You have, if you got an RV or a teardrop camper, or, you know, camp trailer of some sort, they've got you covered. If you want some primitive camping, they've got you covered. They have some primitive cabins that have nothing but bunks in it. They have another cabin, the micro cabin. I've got a video with that in there. It was some really cool like stuff, and like super small but has some electricity. But they also have other cabins and things like that. But 8 o'clock, the video should be starting. Hopefully this will just go right into that as soon as I stop streaming. And yeah, thanks for joining, thanks for checking things out. Subscribe, hit the notification button, like this video, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll catch you on the next adventure. Go check out the premiere of the next